Good morning. It's day 162 of snow, rain, cold weather, clouds. Who knows? But I'm on the PCT. Look at this beautiful sunrise. Awesome. So the plan today is to prioritize staying warm, possibly get to Etna Summit Trailhead and get a ride to stay with the Trail Angel. I don't really need another inside night already, like I said yesterday, but it couldn't hurt to charge electronics, and I need to resupply because I only had 2 days of food for this, and then the next section is like 4 to 5 days. However, it's supposed to be about 35 and rainy, possibly a couple inches of snow. I have my merino wool base layer on and my rain pants and my raincoat. So I should stay warm. If for any reason I am not warm, I'll just set up camp sooner rather than later so I can snuggle up, make some hot water, hot meal, and get warm. But it's 24 miles to the trailhead, so I started hiking a little after 6. I've been hiking for an hour. I've only gone like 1.6 miles, don't ask me why. So I don't know if realistically I can make it in time to pull somebody out of their house to come get me and then show up at somebody else's house, at 7 or 8 at night. So we'll see. So far, I'm nice and warm. It's not very cold yet. It's raining a little bit. I just set up my umbrella ahead of time so I wouldn't have to worry about it later. All right, I will check in later. It just started snowing a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't feel cold enough to snow yet, but it's kind of mixed rain and snow. All right, the rain turned to snow, which is actually better unless there's too much snow and then it gets slippy, but for now it's okay. And I'm warm. I do not have all my layers on yet, so that's a good sign. So I will check in later before my phone gets all wet. Okay, it's tomorrow, and I need to update you on what happened yesterday. So first of all, it was very difficult for me to take any videos or pictures just because it was snowing, very wet snow, sideways. I could not keep my phone dry. It was getting soaked. And the only thing I was taking it out for was to use my satellite messenger to text the Trail Angel that was helping me figure out a ride and a place to stay. So here's what happened. I had a great plan, I thought, to
camp about 7 miles, I believe, from the Etna Summit trailhead. I was just going to take it easy. It would have been about, I forget, 17-ish, 18 miles for the day. No big deal. I was going to hunker down. There was more snow, much more snow than was predicted. Plus, if you remember, I was hiking an extra 11 miles than I set out to do. But I was going to camp, stay warm, get all snuggled up, have some extra free time in my tent to make videos, edit videos, do whatever I wanted to do, rest. I was looking forward to it. So the storm was coming in from the west. So there was a west wind, and I was walking all along of the western side of the mountains almost the entire day. When I got to the 2 different campsites that I had given myself an option to camp at, they were completely exposed and the wind was gusting. It had to have been 20 miles an hour or so. I was holding my umbrella to make it not blow inside out. So I knew that I couldn't camp there. I tried, there was a spring that was down over the side of the ridge, and I tried to follow the Blue Blaze Trail to that spring because I knew that would be sheltered, but I couldn't find the trail in all the snow. I mean, at that point, there was like 4 inches of snow at least, and very windy, blustery, drifty snow. So at that point, my hands started to get cold because I'm looking at my phone, I'm holding on to my umbrella, and I'm like, this is when things get dangerous. So I turned around, I got back on the trail, I kind of did a little jog to make sure I warmed back up, and just started hiking. I was just gonna hike out. So I was texting my trail angel that I was gonna stay with, Ellen and Steve. Thank you so much. I had texted Dusty, who gives rides in this area, hadn't reached her. Turns out that my text went to spam. I saw it on her phone. She was so upset. But Ellen got a hold of Dusty, arranged a ride for me. But as I was hiking out to the summit, a Nobo hiker came in, and we were both like, we didn't expect to see anybody out here. So I talked to him. His name is Bigwig. I talked to him for a while, and I actually had then planned on camping at a second campsite that looked like it would be more sheltered. And he was like, no, I was going to camp there. And it was so windy. He was going to camp where I planned to camp. And I was like, it's even worse. And so he ended up deciding to turn around. We hiked another 7.5 miles back out to Etna Summit. We got there just at dark. I had just put my headlamp on probably like 10 minutes before. So very grateful for the help of these trail angels, because I think it would have been very difficult to find a ride. There actually was a car up there when we came out. They asked us if we were okay. So if we would have been, hypothermic, I'm sure they would have taken us down. But obviously you don't want to get to that point and rely on that happening. But anyway, so there was at least 5 inches of snow by the time we got out to the road. Drifts, because it was so windy, drifts sometimes up to our knees. Crazy. The cool thing was my raincoat, this isn't a raincoat, but anyway, it didn't wet through. I mean, yeah, it was snowing for most of the day, but it started out raining and the snow was very wet. The very back of my raincoat, like where my pack rubbed, that did wet through. So the back, just this, like the lower half of my sun hoodie was, and base layer was wet. My gloves were soaking wet, but they're wool. And I had glove liners to put on that I was actually saving dry for when I got in my tent. And I was also saving my puffy jacket dry for when I got in my tent, and another set of base layer, et cetera, et cetera. Didn't end up needing those, but I never got cold. I just knew I couldn't stop walking. So I walked 25.3 miles without stopping, except to go to the bathroom twice. And that's it. Like, I didn't stop for lunch. I ate all my snacks. Bigwig gave me a Pop-Tart package and a Kind bar after we were hiking together for a while. It did help the hike go much more quickly being with somebody. And of course it felt safer. But yeah, it was a big surprise to have that much snow. I had checked the weather. It was supposed to be 1.5 inches at the most. It was mostly supposed to be rain. And I think what happened was it was just a few degrees colder than forecasted. And so all that rain became snow. very grateful to be safe. I never felt like I was about to die. I mean, I've been joking around about almost dying, and it could have turned bad quickly, but I think I had enough contingency plans in effect that it would have been okay. But now I don't know what to do because it's supposed to continue. So I've taken a 0 here today. It's supposed to continue snowing and being cold and possibly 5 more inches of snow in the next few days. It's not supposed to get warm anytime soon. So that snow, even though it's not still snowing, that snow is not going to melt. I don't have snowshoes. I can buy micro spikes, whatever. I can buy better gloves, but that's not going to get me through this hike. So I'm considering what to do. I will keep you posted. But anyway, I've had a nice 0 at Ellen and Steve's house, and they have a lovely house, and they're very kind people, and they have fed me well today.